borrow it.
She's
a nurse.
All right, you can ask another question here. Hurry up, wrap it up with these birthdays here.
Okay. Happy birthday to Dawn,
Happy
Alex,
birthday to you.
Brian David Miller, Loretta Wise, Pixie, Michael, Queenie, Elizabeth from Hazelwood, Mom Wise, Matt and John, and did I say Mom? Yeah. And happy Mother's Day.
Time out. You messed up. You forgot Pat that we know from the North Versailles McDonald's.
Hello to Pat from McDonald's in North Versailles.
No. It's not just a hello. Her birthday is on May the 12th. Thank you very much. And you didn't even say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Pat.
No, can't you say it right? Happy birthday to Pat. Okay, go ahead.
That's your job, not mine.
Yeah, right. Shut up.
I do things different than you.
This is a G-rated show. Shut your teeth.
Yeah,
You're gonna get Chuck sweating, and he's an ice cream man.
Well, if he starts sweating, that means the ice cream's hot.
That's not funny. We're moving forward here.
And happy birthday to Sean.
And happy birthday to Sean. And I don't know Sean, and I want to know all about Sean.
Nope. And you don't know nothing about Matt and John either.
I want to hear about Matt and John.
Nope.
Oh, I'm gonna find out.
Birthday list.
I'm find out.
And happy Memorial Day, and have a safe and happy Memorial Day.
All right, because I got other business to do here.
Your business. I'll talk to you guys later. Be
All right,
careful,
good night.
drive safe.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Also, it's happy birthday to Gerard Gigliano.
Say it again.
Gerard Gigliano.
Well, Gigliano what?
That's his.
I know. Just being smart asteroids. All right, so what's his name again?
Gerard Gigliano.
That sounds like a personal problem. What? One more time?
Gerard Gigliano.
I'm only kidding, Gerard. We're just having fun. Hey, what do you think? Why don't you think? I got an idea. Before I ask Chuck some more questions, because they're going to get deep. Why don't you go ahead and ask one of them a question?
The unions allow.
Not
other,
do you?
The unions all allow
No, you
other
all.
employees to smoke while unions are doing. While there's.
No, I didn't ask you to ask a stupid question.
Well, the reason why is because there's certain business that are family run where they allow people smoking in the business.
There's no smoking around that place. Believe that. Chuck, would you please wake him up?
No smoking allowed.
Thank you very much.
I've never been there.
Oh, go play with your hair. You need to comb it anyway.
There was a place, I won't say, where there was a family-run business, and it's not far from Al's house, where it was a family-run business, and they would allow people to smoke, and they serve food, and there were people that would.
That ain't good.
And and the ashes would fall right inside the. But when you confront them, they ask you to leave.
Well, we're going to talk about that on the Future of Humanity Matters when we open up a can of whoop.
But that business is no longer there now.
Thank God for that. All right, can I get back to my business at hand here?
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Now I got to take care of my seriousness. See, we had the comedy Al. Now we're going to get a little bit more serious Al. Chuck, your family was in business at this location that will be undisclosed. You've been in business for 60 years, officially your family, selling ice cream. You make really interesting ice cream. We'll say interesting because we're not allowed to say anything. Any rate, tell us a little bit about the tragic or near tragic incident way back in the 50s. Tell us about that part. And also, before you do, there's a follow-up. How, at that point, did they decide to rebuild? What was their psyche, yada, 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 that you know of? So let's delve into the seriousness of that for a minute.
1950, February 28, 1958, our business blew up. There was a gas leak in the street.
Okay.
And the gas had seeped through the sewer line. It was unscented gas, and my father and grandfather and two employees from Duquesne Light were in the building, sizing the building up for air conditioning, when one of the employees of Duquesne Light lit up a cigarette, and it leveled the building, it blew all the walls out, and it would have been crushed except The walk-in cooler was in the center of the building and held the roof up from crushing them. They received third-degree burns on their face and their hands, and they all survived. And they decided to rebuild because the business was going great before the explosion, and they decided that that was a good livelihood, and that's why they rebuilt.
Did they fire the guy that lit the cigarette?
Well, it was just an accident.
Oh.
The gas was unscented. It was from
Oh, I see.
Texas, so they didn't even know that it was in the building.
Now,
I'm glad they rebuilt it.
being that it was an accident, but technically it was actually the guy's fault because even though it was an accident. So when they went to rebuild, were they compensated in any way by the companies?
Well, they had to sue Equitable Gas.
They did sue Equitable
and
Gas.
they won a settlement there.
And how long did it take for the lawsuit, just
I
out of
think
curiosity?
5 years.
5 years. Wow. So, but they went ahead and they rebuilt. Now, where do you come along? At what point do you say, you know, Dan, I'd like to own this business myself? When did this happen?
In '86, I took the business over. I went to college. It's long hours working there, so I
Right.
kind of I wasn't sure if I wanted to go in the ice cream business.
Right.
So I graduated from Robert Morris University, an accounting and computer degree.
Okay.
And jobs were tough in Pittsburgh to find, so I wanted to raise my family in Pittsburgh and stay in Pittsburgh, so I took the business over, not knowing, if I could make how much longer the livelihood could continue.
Okay. Well, you know what? We asked you a lot of questions. I'm going to try to ask some more, but I want to remind the public out there, you can call in Chuck. So all of you online watching me on www.pctv21.org, my Twitter followers, YouTube, MySpace, Facebook, why don't you call 412, well, in your case, if you're outside of the city of Pittsburgh, 1-412-231-2288. And even though we're not getting into politics, my friends, I want you to look at the credits very closely. And as you know, the gasoline prices are extremely high. So I would like you to call Congress at 1-202-224-3121. Let them know we need to lower the gasoline prices. And also, don't just call Congress, especially if you're over the age of 18. Call the White House comment line from, I think it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and actually call the actual real White House at not 412, when am I drunk? And I don't drink alcohol. It's 1-202-456-1111. That's right, the actual real White House at 1-202-456-1111. Now, I have in the credits to be polite, because you do need to be polite. Now, even though I'm not in politics, we need to be honest. We need to get the oil prices and gasoline lower. And even though I told Chuck we wouldn't do 90% of it, wouldn't be politics, I'm going to demonstrate to you possibly, through Chuck's own answers possibly, how this oil and gas affects people. So I don't know if it does, but I'm going to ask Chuck. But in the meantime, all of you who are real Americans, if you believe yourself to be patriotic, and I'm going to put the pressure on everybody in here this time, if you believe yourself to be patriotic, I want you to think in a different mindset from here on out. When I ask you to call Congress or the president's comment line, it may freak you out. It may make you think, oh, geez, they wouldn't listen to me. But if you believe in our Constitution of the United States, if you believe what our country is supposed to mean, if you believe that Adam, Margaret, or Maggie, I think it's Margaret, Margie, and Ann deserve a real future and not have to go into almost $1 million in debt anymore to get a real college education, if you believe these things, and if you think these are generally nice young adults, and you want them to have a future like Chuck has had, then, and also it is incumbent upon Adam, Margie, and Ann to make these calls. So you can laugh all you want. This is serious business. Call Congress, let them know how you feel, and absolutely get to the polls every election. Because you know what? What's going on affects Chuck. In my opinion, I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't. We're going to find out right now. But call 1-202-224-3121 to call Congress. And if you have the nerve, let's say I'm a tough American, I can do this. I'm like Adam, man, I got the guts to do this. I'm going to call the White House. Let me get a little funny. I'm going to be serious, but do my little Chris Rock style for a minute. Yeah, I'm a bad mama. Shut your mouth. I am going to call the White House. I'm going to be polite, but I'm going to let them know what's going on tonight. So, yeah, I'm going to call the White House tomorrow. I'm calling one. I'm calling 202-456-1111. Because after all, I am Adam, and I can call. If I could go to college, if I could work in produce, if I could work with Mr. Page, I could call the White House. And if I don't call the White House, Mr. Albert might just open up a can of whoop butt. Yeah, I'm going to open up a can of whoop butt. But he's going to call the White House. So, Adam, ain't you going to call the White House? Yes, sir. You call me. Well, I tell you if you call me sir. Well, I tell you if you're going to call me sir. I'm going to come over there. I can't come over there, but I'm going to call after the live show. I'm going to cut. No, I'm not going to cuss him out. But seriously, I have two calls. Before we get to these calls, and we will get to them. Chuck, now I made an assumption that I may or may not be right, but I also said may affect your business. Now, I don't know, but have you ever thought about how the oil and gasoline may affect either you directly, indirectly, being your customers may have less disposable income? So even though we're not mainly political, tell me your thoughts on the oil and gas. Has it affected anything with relations to cost of supplies, customers, whatever, any gamut, in any way, shape, or form? Have you thought about it? Has it affected you, or have you been recession and oil prices proof?
No.
And could you please address the audience?
All my delivery companies put a fuel surcharge on the bill when I get an order, and they from the farmers to everything that we get, the cups are made from oil, and everything is oil related. Everything goes up, and then people don't have as much disposable income, so they don't drive around or don't spend as much on luxury stuff.
So it has affected you?
Sure.
So let me ask you something. You're a businessman. What do you think should be done about the extreme prices of the oil and the extreme cost of gasoline? What would you do if you were Congress, the president, and the oil industry? What would you do? And I'm putting you on the spot. I know you're an ice cream man, but you know, I told you this was 120 minutes. Did I not tell you that? And you only have like 3 minutes to answer it.
Yeah.
I mean, just answer as Chuck Page. What do you think would be a good way to work on this?
That's a deep question that I don't think
Yeah,
I
it is
could
a deep
answer in
question.
3 minutes, and
Okay.
really didn't give it much thought. I don't think I have a hand on the situation.
All
to-
right.
to-
Well, I'll tell you what.
give you an
When you're
answer.
on again, if you are willing to come back in the future, and you're on again, we'll have you answer that
Okay,
question.
I'll answer that
All
next
right.
time.
So let me. I'm going to. All right. When I tell people to call Congress and the president's comment line, how do you feel about that? Do you think that if we, as a body, contact them more, that it will be effective, or do you think it's a waste of time?
No, I think that works. They listen to the public opinion, and they want that because they want to be reelected.
So have you ever contacted any officials in your
Yes,
life?
I have.
Can you say it loud again?
Yes, I have.
Can you say that to them?
Yes, I have.
The ice cream man has done that. Now, we're getting ready to end. I cannot advertise, but I have to tell you.
I just wanted to say something real quick.
Well, before you do that, I just want to say, I'm going to add something. Go ahead, say that, and then I'm going to add something.
I have an idea of who we can have as guests in our June show.
Who?
A couple FBI agents.
Why do you want them on? That's a good idea,
I
but
think that'd be a
you're
good
fine.
idea.
I don't think so, not yet. Not yet.
FBI agents.
No, that's all right. Full-blooded Italian agents, there you go. I'm going to defer that one. I don't know why she came up with that one. I had nothing to do with it. I had nothing to do with it. No, in all seriousness, not seriousness, but I got to tell you something. And I'm not advertising. I got to tell you something. Do you know, you may not have never thought about this, and I'm serious. Do you know, in a way, you are kind of like a sign of spring and summer in Pittsburgh?
Yes, I know that.
I mean, it's like, I think it was March you opened earlier this year. I said, dang, Pages is open. And we came over earlier already. I think you're sort of like Kennywood.
Yeah, when the boards
And
come
you're
down to
actually
the-
less expensive than Kennywood. We can't say nothing, but you're more fun than Kennywood in some ways, too. In some ways. In other ways, hey, I like my Thunderbolts,
I
so
don't like
forget about it.
Kennywood. I never did.
All right, well, we got a minute or so, Chris. Why don't you give a final thought, say something to Chuck, and then we'll get ready to shut it down. Shut that down? What, am I drunk? Shut down.
One thing is, I would like to thank the guests.
I'd like to thank them too, especially the innocent man.
Yeah, and the next time you're on the show, don't wear a white shirt and a hat.
Yeah, don't wear a white shirt and a hat, because that's all, it's in there for eternity, you might know. We had to give him the business audience. You should have called in and gave him the business. Why didn't you do that? I don't know. Anyway, real quickly, Chris, I want to do this. One thing I want you to know, in the credits I mentioned, Osama bin Laden has been killed. As a humanitarian, you have to kind of wrestle with yourself. But I have to say, I believe killing evil. I'm a humanitarian. He mattered to somebody. But I do believe in killing evil. So that's why I put in there his name and mentioning that he is now going to face justice of a higher power. But at any rate, we have to get going. And so we have a tagline. Now, Chuck, try to follow us. And that means you, especially white shirt.
The one-
all of
yeah, the
you.
one with the hat.
Now watch. Follow our lead. Everybody out there knows already. And if you've been watching, you would know. You should have watched, but you didn't watch. But at any rate, you matter. You all matter. Because remember, everybody, you and humanity really does matter.
She sat beside a homeless man in a cardboard tent and hugged a patient who had AIDS. Then auctioned all those ballroom gowns she used to wear. Helping the poor was her crusade. Far from the farm where she was born, she tried to mend a world so torn. And on the night she died, the whole world cried for a country girl who was a princess. And only God knows why she had to die, the country girl who was a princess. She went from grooming horses into a world spotlight, brighter than the starry nights back home. The press, they hounded her like wolves. She was an easy prey. Why couldn't they leave her alone? They chased her right